I'm Leslie. I had some time this morning, so I thought I'd go over our different AccuRolling pins with you, talk about their sizes, which one would suit you, and their different uses and how they work. We have three sizes now. We have the 8-inch, the 20-inch, and the Super 28-inch. The 8-inch we call our fondant rolling pin. This would be great for fondant, that small piece of fondant that you just want to smooth out. I love these rolling pins because you can get your hands on them and really work the dough or whatever it is you're rolling. So the 8-inch is a small one. We call it the fondant rolling pin, but I also think it'd be good for someone who has a small apartment and a really small area to work in. You're not wielding around a great big rolling pin. So this is a great deal. The 20-inch is the one I use here at the house. It suits all of my purposes, and again, it's 2 inches wide, 20 inches long, and it's pretty much the standard size rolling pin. Our newer one is the 28-inch, and it's a big rolling pin for those professional bakers that are rolling out a lot of dough, or if you had a really big kitchen and a big area to roll out dough, this would be really handy as well. So pick one based on what you need in your house or business and go from there. Now, you don't want to buy just the rolling pin. You also need the spacers that go with them. These are tremendous. If you've ever rolled dough and looked to see if it's even, and rolled dough and looked to see if it's even, this will take care of that problem. The spacers come in 4 sizes: 3/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, and 1/16 of an inch. They're really easy to use. You simply take your rolling pin and pop the little rubber spacer on the end, on each end actually, and see, it automatically keeps your dough from going any thicker or thinner than that. So you just put those on and roll out your dough. Now, deciding which thickness is always a question. These big ones I would generally use for if I'm rolling out dough, like for rolls or something like that, or so if I was making a cookie bouquet cookie, a cookie I wanted really pretty thick. The next size, the green ones, are 1/4 of an inch thick, and I use these when I want a little thicker cookie, if I'm doing a more intricate shape, like say this W, and I need it to hold together and not be so fragile. So that's a good one. The next one, the 1/8 inch, this is the one I generally use when I'm making cookies, because I like a little thinner cookie. Again, I just pop these on, and my dough will automatically roll out to the thickness I need. The 1/16 of an inch would be really great for pie dough or a really thin pastry dough that you're making. So these are really easy, and they last forever. So you definitely need these to go with your AccuRolling pin. Now, the AccuRolling pins can be bought separately, so can the rings. But I really recommend that you go with the kits. And the kits come with a storage container for your rolling pin and parchment paper. Parchment paper, I don't know how I ever cooked without it. These are really big sheets, and I love them. I can lay them out on my counter and roll the dough out right on top of these. I've got some videos that show you how I roll out the cookie dough using parchment paper. I can bake on the parchment paper, cut a sheet to fit my cookie sheet, lay that on the cookie sheet, and then bake so my cookie sheet doesn't get all messed up. Other things too, baking a cake, I would cut a piece of parchment paper to line the inside of the cake pan, and then when I turn my cake out, I don't have to worry about that one corner sticking and ruining the whole thing. I even used parchment paper the other day when I made a angel food cake. Cut a piece to fit the inside of the ring, and then when it came out perfectly. So it's great stuff. If I'm doing a meatloaf, I would line the pan with the parchment paper so I don't have the ooey gooey sticky cleanup when I'm done. Cooking a pot pie in the oven, I might lay a sheet of this underneath the pan so that any bubbling over doesn't go into my oven. If I'm making candy, I have a toffee recipe on the website that I really like, and I just pour that out onto the parchment paper. I don't have to butter anything. I can just pour it out and it won't stick. So it's a great deal, and I would say more parchment paper is better because you can never have too much, and it's a terrible thing when you run out. Whichever AccuRolling pin you order, I know you're going to be happy with it. They're easy to use, easy to store because they come with their own little storage container here. You can just pop them in there and store them. The rings are a godsend for people who like to roll out dough evenly. Watch my videos on how to roll out dough using the AccuRolling pin with parchment paper. It's just incredible. If you order the kit, you also get the parchment paper along with it. You'll be a happy baker, I'm sure.